It's a new year and a new chance for you to make a fresh start with your compliance. For the next 31 days on the FCPA Compliance Report, we're going to be bringing you a daily tip, strategy, or idea that you can use to improve your program. Here's your host, Tom Fox, the Compliance Evangelist.
This month's sponsor of 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance program is Affiliated Monitors. Founded in 2004, Affiliated Monitors provides professional, independent integrity monitoring and ethics and compliance assessments nationally and internationally and across almost all industries. With its knowledge of effective ethics and compliance programs and cultures, Affiliated Monitors is respected for its work as the corporate monitor on matters ranging from multinational corporations to small and mid-sized companies and even individuals. Having served in over 750 monitorships, no one has more experience as an independent monitor than the team at Affiliated Monitors. For more information on how an independent monitor can help improve your company's ethics and compliance program, visit this month's sponsor, Affiliated Monitors, at www.affiliatedmonitors.com. Name any catastrophic corporate failure, and every root cause analysis will show you there were silos which compliance could not break through to prevent the disaster. In the Boeing 737 MAX design failure, there was a siloed nature of the entire design, creation, training, regulation, and implementation team for the safety featured the failed MCAS system. At Wells Fargo, it was a siloed nature of the commercial banking group from other corporate disciplines such as legal, internal audit, human resources, and even the board of directors. The overriding theme was the number of compliance missteps that led to these disasters. While the siloed nature of these organizations led to a literal number of very small steps which contributed to the final disaster, it also demonstrated even more clearly why compliance must not only have a seat at the table, but must be embedded within your organization. Leaders need to develop the capacity to overcome these challenges on both the individual and organizational levels. This means providing training and support for interface work. The clear lesson for the compliance officer from these cases is that you must have visibility over your corporate operations to see how they all fit together. The answer is through looking horizontally in teamwork, relationships, product, design, creation, and most importantly, in operationalizing compliance. There are 4 key practices for the compliance practitioner to help do this. Number 1, develop and deploy brokers. Many companies have employees who already excel at interface collaboration. These employees have experiences and relationships that span multiple sectors, functions, or domains. These are cultural brokers. Significantly, these cultural brokers promote cross-boundary work in one of 2 ways, by acting as a bridge or an adhesive. Bridge offers a go-between, allowing people in different functions, regions, or corporate disciplines to collaborate. Bridges develop others' capacity to work across a boundary in the future without their assistance. 2, encourage people to ask the right questions. While the need for listening is a well-known recognized leadership tool, here it is also important for cross-border or cross-horizontal silo breaking. Inquisitiveness is a key component. For the chief compliance officer, it's more than finding people who will ask questions. It also is about creating the process to help an organization have a safe place to ask questions. Get out and see the world through others' eyes. As a CCO, you should encourage employees to be curious about different groups and ask questions about their thinking and practices. You should also urge people to actively consider other points of view. People from different organizations don't always see things the same way. This can be true, or certainly is true in a multinational organization subject to the FCPA. This goes beyond the simple prescription to have your code of conduct, policies, and procedures translated into local language. It means finding out what your employees think and why they believe so. Most people are capable of taking others' perspectives, but they are rarely motivated to do so. Leaders can provide some motivation by emphasizing to their teams how much integration of diverse expertise enhances value creation. Number 4, broaden your employees' vision. Boeing unwittingly encouraged employees not to look beyond their immediate environment, such as their function or business unit, as it might miss out on potential insights that they could obtain. As a CCO or business leader, you need to change this attitude. First, bring your employees together in diverse groups on initiatives and projects. Second, urge your team and other employees to explore distant networks by tapping into experts outside the organization. In today's economy, everyone knows that finding new ways to combine an organization's diverse knowledge is a winning strategy for creating lasting value. It is equally important to do so to prevent the type of culture which permeated both Boeing and Wells Fargo. It appears that everyone in the MCAS design system did a siloed job. However, this result was a catastrophic failure with multiple losses of life. Over time, these practices need to be dissolved through barriers with cross-cultural working, and leaders need to create conditions which encourage and support cross-cultural practices, collaboration, and interface so that they ultimately become second nature. So what are today's 3 key takeaways? Well, I think Wells Fargo and Boeing both demonstrate that in any catastrophic corporate failure which leads to extraordinary monetary and reputational damage, it is the siloed nature of communications which prevented others within the organization from finding out what the problem is. So any root cause analysis of a corporation, and really just name the corporation, whether it's in the FCPA world, Airbus, Ericsson, Walmart, Goldman Sachs, it doesn't matter. It's siloed communications. 2, it is compliance that has to take the lead in cutting across these silos, because only compliance can take the lead in helping create the necessary communication. And finally, number 3, a speak-up culture is mandatory in these situations. If there's not a safe place to raise your hand and ask questions, you're going to, by your very definition, silo communications in your organization. So a speak-up culture not only protects the company, but helps it move forward as well. I hope you will enjoy the entire month on innovation and compliance in this month's offering of 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program. If I could ask you to do so, would you pass on to at least one person this podcast series on the nuts and bolts of compliance, as I'm trying to expand my audience base for 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow, where I take up another topic in innovation and compliance. Thanks again for listening. 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.